I'm Nicola of Nicola Lily Design. I'm a contemporary jeweller and metal-based artist. I have always known that I was a creative person. Ever since I was at school, I followed a creative path. When I got to the point of applying for colleges, I decided I didn't want to do A-levels, so I went and did a national diploma in Bristol in art and design, and that led me then to think about university courses. And so I came to Hereford College of Arts to do my BA, and I enrolled on a contemporary craft course which introduced me to all different mediums of craft. And once I stepped into the small metals workshop, I just got the bug and it just clicked for me. I love the way metal works. I love the way it moves. One of the most important projects I have done was actually whilst I was still a student. I applied for a Goldsmiths Precious Metal Bursary Award, and I was awarded it, I won. And that meant that I was given enough money to buy the precious metals to make a collection of contemporary brooches. And why that was so important to me was that the process of applying really gave me skills in terms of communicating clearly. Being awarded the money, being given that accolade and that link with Goldsmiths has set my business up. So part of the awards from the Precious Metal Bursary was not just the metal itself, but also that I had a hallmark set up. So that really kick-started an integral part of my business, because without my hallmark, I wouldn't be able to sell my work as the metal it is. It needs to be hallmarked. And whilst I could have done that, myself, it gave me those tools and those skills as a student. To get a hallmark, you just apply. It's not too complicated, but it is expensive in terms of setting up your stamp. So you have your sponsor's mark, which is only your mark. It goes, spans time. So in 500 years, someone can find a piece that I've made and look back and say, oh yeah, that was Nicola Lily. So I am a creative. I'm a maker because it's from within me. I have really tried several times to not be a creative person, especially after lockdown. I thought, what am I doing? I need to be doing something like medical, which is ridiculous because I don't like blood. And I really doubted the value of being a maker. However, I can't run from it. It is me and I am it, and it just overflows. When I have periods away from my workshop for whatever reason, it bubbles out. I end up throwing elaborate parties or cooking ridiculously complicated meals because I have to make. It's intrinsically part of me. There is a huge value in being able to make and to understand materials and to bring that to a wider community. So does it have to be jewellery? Well, I've invested 10 years of my life into it being metal-based, but whatever I do, I will be a creative person because that is the way my brain is wired, and that's not going to change. It's such a privilege to be able to do it. There are many, many people who just work because they have to work. So if you are able to do it, recognise the privilege and don't waste it and make a difference. It's really important that we don't overlook the weight and the significance of the creative industry, because everything we touch, engage with, read, look at, watch has come through the lens of a creative brain. And if we're not recognising the importance, how are we going to be innovators? If I was talking to a young person considering their options and they know, because if your brain is a creative brain, I would say seriously consider whether you can cope. Investing all of the time of your working life into something that's not going to bring you joy. If it's going to rob you of that wonderful spark that makes you you, really consider whether you can count that cost. Some people can, that's fine, but I know I can't stop being a creative, and I'm not alone in that. So if you are a creative person, you can go into so many fields. It doesn't have to be that you are owning your own business and being a struggling, suffering artist. The creative industries are huge. There is so much potential worldwide that to think that it's not a viable option is a really old rhetoric that doesn't need to be listened to anymore. Explore your options and really think, what do I want to be doing in 10 years, in 15 years? And what's the first step to following that thread? And it's okay to not have all the answers. No one ever has all the answers. Don't be scared to explore a creative career, because there is so much joy and opportunities to really fly.